Alrighty, welcome back everyone. It is LaughNgamez here. I'm back with another Starcraft 2 Probots 1 versus 1 cast. Two AIs going at it. Just cast this guy, Zozo, down in the bottom right. Really enjoyed the game. And now it's going to be going up against a bot called Dovahkiin. Dovahkiin? Dovahkiin. I honestly don't know. I haven't played Skyrim. I know that much though, and so we're gonna be seeing a dirty pro brush from Zozo again, like that previous game I cast of it. All the boys going across the map, which is always fun to see. It never gets old in pro games or in pro bot games. In pro games, it gets a little old because it's like you're not trying to win here, are you? But there's more wiggle room for a strategy like this to work with unlimited APM essentially. So these probies crossing the map. We'll see how well Dovahkiin has got its defense going. Worker defense 2, Dovahkiin has a tag, so got some programming against this, but then again, you never know how these engagements are going to work out. A lot of injured probes already, though. A lot of drones pulled off the line here by Dovahkiin. So far chasing those probes away. And those probes are running. They're going to turn and fight now. Some more running away. Already one probe has died. Two probes died so far. 0 drones going down. So the micro, not quite what Zozo needs. Of course, mining time is being lost on both sides. Dovahkiin has actually paused its production too. Interestingly enough, it could have squeezed out a couple more drones here. These probes and drones engaging each other out on the map. Lots of mining time for both sides. However, Zozo is mining behind this, been producing probes behind this, and Dovahkiin has lost a lot of mining time. Now the question is, are these probes just going to chase drones, just going to chase these probes all the way home? It would seem to be that way. Now, is Zozo gonna have a defense against this? I did not expect this to be how this would go. Okay, probes against drones. It's all or nothing here. The injured probes are being pulled back thanks to those close mineral patches. Drones are being pulled back as well. This skirmish is ongoing. Probes hiding out, doing their little mineral, what's it called again? Clump? Their mineral walk. Now, let's see these probes fighting the drones. So far, no more probes have gone down. There's another going down. Lost mining time now on the side of Zozo. All the while, these drones are heading home once they get injured. Both these bots have pretty good skirmishing micro here. Interesting to see that Zozo has this programmed into it just to sit back and defend. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, seeing as how we've already seen 7 probes go down this game, let's go for 7 likes on this video. And of course, subscribe, join the Discord, consider becoming a YouTube member, all that jazz, and comment more bots. As the better these videos do, the better it is for the bot scene in general, I imagine. So, let's take a look here. The drone's going back for Dovahkiin, 2 base Zerg, 1 base Protoss. So I think that the Zerg is in the better spot here, just off the fact that hatchery is done. Zozo has 2 probes just hanging out, interestingly enough. 3 probes hanging out, 4 probes hanging out, which is not good. I guess they're waiting to go on the gas, perhaps. I imagine Zozo's going to go for like a 1 base push, like it did previously. Although it's a different matchup compared to the last video I saw it in, so we'll see how that goes. The Protoss bot really is far behind. Like, the Zerg's almost got a pool up, just going to be able to drone. And, yeah, what a great start to the game. A lot of action for the first 2 minutes of this match. We see that Cyber Core going up, a couple extra gateways. The wall is interesting here, messing with that gas mining quite a bit, actually. Okay, that probe's now going to go around that way. Okay, so that's all good. And now let's take a look here. Lings on the way here, 3rd base on the way for Dovahkiin. All the while, Zozo just going to be on 2 gateways and a Cyber Core. So, who knows how well this is going to work. The past couple of games, we've seen incredible Protoss bot pushes work, just due to the nature of the shields, the sort of the high range and mobility from the stalkers and that kind of thing. So, we'll see if that's going to work against a Zerg bot, or whether Dovahkiin's going to be able to potentially collapse on any attack that Zozo has. Okay, so Ling speed on the way, very important for the Zerg to muster a defense against this. 22 drones against 22 drones, or 22 probes. Lots of lings on the way here for Dovahkiin. Interestingly enough, I wonder if this is for potential aggression on the Zerg side. Definitely looks like it. But then again, it's going to be aggression versus aggression meeting head on. I don't know which side's going to come out ahead. If it was a normal ZVP, I'd say 100% the Zerg wins. If it was, but since it's a bot PVZ, I really have no idea. Now, a Robo's on the way as well. Gonna allow that Prism to micro those Stalkers. Very important when there's lots of lings on the ground biting at their ankles. Adepts or Zealots probably would do better than Stalkers against this mass ling count, but it looks like these lings may have just been for defense for Dovahkiin, as it's selecting now to go into drones and queens. And yeah, let's take a look here. 3 Stalkers out for Zozo, more on the way, so I mean, as the Stalker count grows, and if the Ling count doesn't go up too much more, there is potential for this attack to get some damage done. And we are seeing that now. Slow Lings cross the map. There'll be Speed Lings soon enough. Stalkers are going to see them. There's the engagement. Can the Prism keep all these Stalkers alive? The answer so far is yes, but as they have to fan out more against these Lings, that may not be possible. What's the Prism going to do? A lot of Stalkers in hot water. Sort of unloading more under the lings. Those two are retreating as well as they can. The Prism is electing to save those guys, which can be unloaded and dropped as much as possible. The Immortal now should be able to deal with these lings with this Stalker to support. So this attack does get cleaned up for the most part. It looks like 2 Stalkers for about 20 lings. Not a bad trade for the Protoss bot. Of course, while this is going on though, the Zerg has got the far superior economy going up to a 4th base. But these 1 bases, man, they're lethal. The Zerg bot not spreading any creep just yet, just getting out queens to have lots of production. And if it's a ling trickle, which is what we're seeing, there's a chance that Dovahkiin may overextend. And yeah, nothing from the Protoss is really dying here. Lots of lost mining time, however, as more and more lings are on the way for the Zerg AI. We'll see if it's going to squeeze out a few more drones or pull back for a defense. At some point, you got to be like, hey, this isn't working for the Zerg AI, which would be an interesting way to approach something like this. If your trickle isn't working, say like, so maybe have like a tally, like, hey, 25 lings just died in a row, and no opponent units were killed. Maybe it would be best if we pulled back for 30 seconds, cooled our lings, and went in again. That would be a way to potentially approach this programming. Instead, we're just seeing a never-ending ling flood, it appears, which will be horrible for Dovahkiin if this never ends. As yeah, Zozo is just going to keep building up units off of 1 base, Immortals, Stalkers on the way, that kind of thing. And Dovahkiin is not going up in army supply at all, just making a constant flood of lings off 4 bases, no drones being squeezed out, no upgrades, no pooling whatsoever. And yeah, I understand the logic here. Just keep flooding lings. The Zozo probably will never be able to move out and cross the map that far if lings keep running around taking different paths. But that's not really the case here. It's just a ling flood straight to the throat. And it looks like Zozo is slowly advancing here. We'll see how many dead lings are there this game. 151. Take your bets. Write in the comments down how many you think are going to die. I'm going to say 1,500, I think, are going to die this game. If it keeps up like this, and I think it looks like it will. The ling flood actually slowing down a little bit, it seems, as they're all just dying so quickly. More lings crossing the map, however, they are being tagged by this army. At some point, the army will move out enough that lings can counterattack. We'll see how Zozo will deal with that. As, yeah, those lings getting killed off. Now the army's moving, though, so there we go. A couple of lings now going to cross here. They run into the Immortal and the Stalker, though. And, of course, they pull it back. Okay, Dovahkiin decides now is the time to build 4 more drones. I'm not sure what the reasoning is there. What's the trigger? How many dead lings did we just pass? 200. Maybe that's an amount or something, but lings just keeping this Protoss army busy, which in itself is a strategy. If your opponent's AI can just sort of be kept at bay endlessly by this, but at some point Dovahkiin will need to take the fight. A couple of lings making it all the way to the main base. That's actually a big deal. No more units have been produced by Zozo, as it's actually at a supply block, interestingly enough. Which is not a good thing. I wonder if that probe was supposed to build that, but now look at this. This Protoss army thinking of coming back. Lings are making it into the main base here, so there is a method to the madness of Dovahkiin. Probes are not going to do too well against this. As supply drops, eventually another stalker or two can be made up. But yeah, this is going to be a lot of dead probes here. As they're forced to hide in the corner there. Interesting that Zozo hit the supply block. I wonder why that was the case. Whether it was just building placement or whether the probe assigned to it. Possibly this one didn't do it for whatever reason, because Zozo would have kept producing units had it not hit that supply block. And if it hadn't hit that supply block, then potentially could have kept on pushing. Instead, now it's all the way back home against a 50 drone Zerg, which will be able to make a lot more Lings, which is a little bit concerning. Eventually, we'll see if Dovahkiin's going to save up and go for another hatchery, as it's just a Ling flood endlessly. Now it's like 30 Lings on the production tab at a time. Still not enough if they're just trickling in, but oh, are they actually pooling a little bit? Nope, production just paused for a minute, and now they're coming on out. Zozo will start rebuilding these probes. No extra pylon on the way, however, though. It seems that 70 is like the supply max or something for this bot. I'm curious if that's intentional or not. Would be interesting to hear about that. Now, let's take a look at 5th hatch on the way for Dovahkiin. So just going to keep expanding, keep spamming out Lings. I actually love this bot. This is fantastic. Interestingly, that it does seem to have some sort of values programmed in. It stops at 50 drones, loses a drone to build the hatch, replaces that one drone. So I wonder what exactly that entails. Now, the immortal count has grown for Zozo, but the bot is supply blocked again. So no more probes are going to be produced, but not that it's exactly losing units. It hasn't lost units since the very start of the game other than the probes. This is just one of those wonky bots. It's sort of like a disaster, but you don't want to look away because you're like, okay, how's this actually going to work out? More and more drones on the way here. Lings just being flooded. Currently have 400 dead Zerglings. Still a ways to go for my prediction, but you never know. We may get there as more and more Lings are running into their death. Lings are now making it into the main base of Zozo. This will potentially cause an entire pullback. Probes though do actually deal with those Lings, but then some more make it in. Sometimes the simplest bots are the better. So it's almost like which one of these bots is more simple. Now look at this though. Lings are keeping this army busy at the front while the Lings are working away on the Nexus. I'm not sure if they're going to get it or not though. Yeah, look at this. More Lings coming in, keeping the Stalkers and Immortals busy. That would signify probably a win. A couple of Stalkers actually engaging these Lings. Will we actually see a unit of Zozo go down? Yes, we do. First unit dead in a long time. Second unit dead in a long time, potentially. That was just produced. Zealot's out now, too. But this defense does hold, however. This is not getting any better for Zozo, as these workers keep on dying. And, yeah, what a game this is. The drone count going up for Dovahkiin. I wonder if it's going to stop at 60 here. No, it's surpassing 60, so I wonder what number it's looking for. But the hatchery count keeps going on up. And it's just going to keep on taking more bases from the looks of it. And, yeah, Zozo took some damage on that Nexus. It will eventually be replaced. Chrono Boost will repair the shields a little bit quicker. There's your Starcraft tip of the day, if you didn't know that. Chrono Boosted buildings do regen shields faster. Now, how many Lings are being made at a time? 30, more hatcheries on the way. 61 drones. Yeah, Zozo is never going to make it past here, though. I wonder if Dovahkiin has a lot of games like this. It's definitely not the first Ling Flood bot I've cast. I can't quite recall which one I did cast before this. Lings engaging the probes, going to pull this army back, potentially. Although the probes will deal with it. They know how to handle themselves with their little stun guns. And, yeah, just endless Ling Flood. Eventually, both bots will run out of resources. Not really too significant for Zozo, as it's mining incredibly slowly. It's not really losing an army. But then eventually Lings will make it across the map. They'll kill all the probes. The Nexus will eventually go down since there won't be any probes or more units produced to defend it. So, in theory, I think Dovahkiin will win out here, but you never know. You never know with these. It's just bot behaviors, button heads here. And this is why we cast these games, to see exactly how this works out. All those probes are going to go down here, though. Okay, pylon's potentially going to be falling here. Zozo never making it past that 71 supply mark either. And it's one of those things, like, bot authors can adjust to this kind of thing if they want to, or if they see fit, but at some point it's not worth it, because then your opponent is just going to make sort of like a small change, and it's just a never-ending bot arms race. I know some bot authors kind of got disgruntled by cheeses in the past, but then the Nexus goes down, and it's actually just GG. I didn't necessarily expect that to be the end, but that makes sense. Yeah, Zozo's tap-out condition, losing the Nexus. And what a game. Thanks so much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Hit that like button, comment, more bots, join the Discord, consider becoming a YouTube member. Really good way to support the channel. And I'll see you guys next time.